Doug Dubach, you're here in France, team manager for Guam. How is it to be the team manager and organise all of this to get over to Ernie?
I guess my official title would be assistant team manager because it's effectively two of us. Sean Lipinovich's father, Pete,
yes,
he did a lot of the organizing as well. But yeah, it was a lot of work. You know, you don't realize that until you kind of throw your hat in the ring and start trying to put it all together. But it was a good time. You know, I mean, obviously we had a little bit of bad luck, you know, starting yesterday with Grant. And what do? That's motorcycle racing. We've all been through it. And yeah, there's no way to change it once it's done. But pretty exciting. I came here in 2015 just as a spectator with my son and Dave King. And so, yeah, it's great to be back, and what a great event, you know. I mean, I know Donations is always special, but to be on this side of it, you know, trying to put a team together and keep everyone pointed in the right direction, that's a whole different challenge.
And the French fans are something else, aren't they, on that hillside?
Yeah, you know, that's like I say, in 15 when I was here with my son and Dave, we were right in the middle of it, and it was crazy. But, yeah. You know, it never disappoints. This is, I mean, what can you say? Anyone that's ever been here or even just watched some of what was going on through social media, you can get a pretty good sense of how special this event is.
Yeah, it's something every fan should probably experience. Class of Nations firstly, but also in Ernie as well.
Yeah, I think there's a couple. You know, they're all pretty good, but, you know, Redbud's always a great one. Here, Renee. I went to Matterley maybe in 17 or 18 somewhere, so been to a handful, and this is definitely one of the best.
So you had a long career yourself, always with Yamaha.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about your Supercross win again?
I think I've told that story enough, but I mean, yeah, great memory. You know, it's everything you do, and you know, it's all ups and downs through your career, but, you know, that one made it in the record book, so, you know, it's nice to have that one to hang on your mantle, but...
You're always known as now the Supercross winner, Doug Dubach, which must still be pretty cool all these years later.
Yeah, I mean, I think somebody did a statistic for me when I won, like in a win ad, that, you know, it's like .00, whatever the percentage, it's pretty small to play the game and come out on top in a Supercross.
Do you remember what it felt like crossing the line that night?
Well, it was everything from excitement to fear to, I mean, because I had passed Stanton early in the race, and that was kind of my whole goal, was to beat Stanton and get on the podium, because I saw a guy, and so that was my, you know, head down, just ride 20 good laps, and then all in a matter of about 10 seconds, because I thought only one of Chicken or Cooper, I thought only one went down. I come over the next triple where I saw them in the 180, right? You know, I spotted them lap after lap. They're right there. I expected to see one, and I saw nobody, and then I went, shit, I'm leading. Then it went from the sound of Stanton's engine to the sound of Bradshaw's engine, which I recognized instantly. So I'm like, I was so happy I only had a half a lap to go because I knew it was Damon. So a lot of emotion on that last lap, you know, from kind of, you know, you could say getting handed the win, but I had to be in the place I was to take advantage of their mishap, but to still, you know, kind of keep Damon at bay for that second half of the last lap. That was probably the most nerve-wracking part of the night.
Talking of Damon Bradshaw, you were his teammate, obviously.
Yep.
What was it like being his team? He came in with so much hype at 16, 17 to be the next guy. Was it easy for you, or how was it for you?
It was easy for me. You know, I just stood back and watched the cars burn, and you know, just and the fair play. I've always had a little soft spot in my heart for him because the pressure was like a boiler. You know, it was insane because everybody, you know, wanted to be in his face and interview him and talk to him and tell him he was the next greatest thing and remind him of the pressure he was under, and that was not an easy pair of shoes to walk in, day out. So I tried to help, you know, I tried to get him out of it. You know, we'd go train together, we would ride together, we would do fun stuff together, you know, just to try and, I tried to help him survive all that, but, you know, at the end, kind of that pressure cooker got to him. And I still know him today. We talk, we do things together, and he's a good guy. But man, that was a lot to put on a 16, 17, 8-year-old's shoulders. So
he was racing obviously Stanton and Bayle against the two Hondas. Did you see inside the, well, I know it was box fans then, but did you see the it was almost 2 against 1 in some ways against the French
some ways,
guy?
But it was almost 1-on-1 because I don't think Bayle was helping Stanton in any way. So, I mean, it's all fair. That stuff exists everywhere, regardless of the team you're on or who you're up against. everyone's out for the next guy. So, but yeah, I'm sure he felt like he was up against everybody. So again, it's a lot of weight on those young shoulders, but great guy. Just he much like many of the guys that have helped just not reinvent the sport, but raise it to another level. I think the people came out to watch Damon Bradshaw race, and it was great to be his teammate and be just part of that whole era. Kind of that late '80s, early and through the mid '90s. Motocross was, I mean, it'd be hard to argue that it wasn't one of the best eras there was. So it's I'm happy that I was right in the middle of it. And live to tell about it, so to speak.
In 1990, it seemed the changing of the guard. Matasevich, Ward, Bradshaw all came up to the 250 class, and Bayle came over. Did you feel the intensity was different that year, more aggressive because of them, or do you live both sort of sides of that?
Aggressive, because no matter who you were with, but what it did, it just raised the whole bar. Like San Jose, you speak of that. That year, we had 7 different winners. They hadn't had 7 winners in, a decade or two. So, yeah, there was definitely a deeper field. And so, yeah, it was, you were fighting just to qualify some nights, or, a guy that won, was just fighting to get into the main event the next week. So it was an exciting time. And again, I was just happy to be a part of it.
You were pretty consistent all throughout your career. Bayle came in with a smooth style, Bradshaw came in wide open but very stylish. Did you take anything from their styles, or were you just doing your own thing at that point in your career?
I was, to my advantage and to my disadvantage, I watched everyone.
Okay.
I tried to take a little piece of everyone's strength and, ignore their weaknesses and, try and apply anything I could to myself, and it was great being Damon's teammate because, I got to ride with him and, and I knew his weaknesses and I tried to avoid any of what, troubled him, but I also had the benefit of riding with him day in, day out, being in the truck with him, just kind of feeling his energy and, absorbing his ups and downs and understanding, because there's a lot that makes all of us tick, good, bad, and indifferent. So, you can learn from your teammates, the good stuff as well as the bad stuff. So, yeah, those were great opportunities. Yeah, I always watched Bayle's technique, his line choice. He was kind of a magician on a motorcycle, really. In Stanton, you really just knew it was hard work that really kept him where he was, because he was rarely the fastest guy, but he was just, tougher than nails. So, that took him to the front. But, yeah, it was neat to, be kind of in the mix of that and really just, take a page out of everyone's book.
And finally, what do you think of the level today, this year? We've seen Prado and Jet Lawrence there, picture perfect, like a Bayle or Stefan Everts, the two of them. Obviously, Chase Sexton's a really nice riding style too. Eli Tomac's more wide open. What are your thoughts on the current generation?
Well, I think we're really getting a hefty field back. They're not that it was really missing, but in some of the other eras there was 2 guys, and I feel like we're finally getting back to 4 or 5 guys that are winning motos. And not in the U.S. obviously, Jet dominated, but I love seeing what's going on overseas, because the list is very, very, very deep. From Geyser to Prado and Febvre, and it's a good deep field, so that's good to see. And you can see it's raising the bar over here. I went to Majora and watched that GP. I hadn't been to a GP in several years, and that's great to see. Some of the young kids, Cohen, and there's some good talent. That's cool. Good to see.
Brilliant, Doug. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.
No worries.
Thank you.